Namaste to one and all. Welcome to my channel. Today's our topic is Ek Bharat Shrestha Bharat. We are learning the art forms of Sikkim, which is the pair state of Delhi. We can see the art forms of Sikkim. First of all, dance forms of Sikkim. First of all, we can see Chufat, Singhi Cham, Yak Cham, Tashi Salda, then Maruni dance, Shubha folk dance, Mas dance, then Tamang Selo. Among them, few of them we can learn. Yes, among these dance, we can see the Maruni dance. It is the oldest and most popular dance. It is a Nepalese folk dance. And here in the Sikkim, we found that there are three communities are there. One is Lepcha, then another one is Bhutia, and another community is Nepalese. So this is a Nepalese dance, folk dance. And it is associated with the Tiha festival. There usually three ladies and three men will be there in this dance. It is accompanied by a clown. It is known as Daduvare. That is the name given there. Instead of the clown, we used to have the clown in the circus, a cartoon type of a character that will be there. And they are using, sometimes they are using 9 instruments they are using. That is Nau, Mati, Baja. Nau, Bati, Baja. And another dance form you can see what is Yak Cham. Yak Cham is they are using the costume of yak, and it is showing the symbol lifestyle of herdsman. Then Chufat, it is a Lepcha's tribal dancer. They are worshipping mountains and they are using extremely beautifully executed dance it is, and gracefully taking rounds, and they are using butter lamps and the sheaves of green bamboos. And merry costumes they are using, colorful costumes they are using to astonish, and they are having that type of a shape movements they are having. And here the two major properties they are using are the butter lamp. What is butter lamp? Butter lamp is a globet shaped lamp with a central wick traditionally fed butter instead of oil. So it is a butter lamp. They think that it will help to focus the mind and aid meditation. And at the same time, another one is sheaves of green bamboos. Sheaves of green bamboos this way. After the harvesting, the entire thing, they are the bundle of grain stalks laid lengthwise and tied together. That is that they are using, and that is another property they are using in this dance. And this dance is to give thanks to the providers of ritual through which they worship the giver, to thank the mountains. They think that the mountains give them all the resources they needed, salt, minerals, and medicine, then sacred books. So like that, all these are provided by the resources they are providing. So as the mountains give them the resources, they are giving their thanks and they are showing their gratitudes by showing this type of dance forms. And here, along with the Kanchenjunga mountains, the 4 more mountains they are worshipping. There is Mount Kabru, Mount Simbrum, Mount Pandim, and Mount Narsing. These are the mountains they are worshipping. And here I hope you know which is the highest peak in the world, that is Mount Everest. What is height? 848 meter height, and that is highest peak. And this Kanchenjunga is the third in the world, third, and in India it is the second highest peak. Second one is K2, that is 8611 meter feet height, and the Kanchenjunga it is 8586 meter height, that is the Kanchenjunga. So they are worshipping the Kanchenjunga. So why I said all these things, the meter and everything, you know that when you are integrating the art forms, this physics, maths, chemistry, all this you have to integrate. So there most often it will make the properties will help you to how to integrate it. Then another dance form we have seen, we have to say is that Tashi Salda. It is a Bhutia's offering scarves, white color scarves they are offering these occasions, a special auspicious occasion, that is a white scarf is meant for purity, peace, good luck and prosperity. So the girls and boys may be having white scarf, and this white scarf symbolizes peace, purity, good luck and prosperity. Then we can see among this a Singicham. It is a lion, the mask. They are using the lion mask as a dance. It is a Bhutia's folk dance. Then Tamang Selo. It is done by the Tamang community, and they are having a dambu. That is the instrument, a percussion instrument that they are having. And anything more, a Suba folk dance, it is performed by Limbu. Suba or Limbu, it is written there. So this Limbu, they are using that is champ brung, that is the type of a particular instrument they are using, and they are having drum, one with a hand and another with a stick they are having, and that is another instrument they are using. The mask dance is a religious dance form they are having. And this one, Rejungma, also a thanksgiving dance of the Sikkimese towards God, that is for the blessings. What they are most often this they will conduct during the marriages, birth of a child, like that. So these are the dance form. I am asking you, just when you are integrating with art, when you are integrating as a project or a learning process, you make use of as how you are explaining it comes under languages, or you can have the dance with these costumes, you can have the dance, and if you are using this costume, you are interrelating Sikkim, and when you are dancing, that dance will explain what you are going to study or what you are going to do the project, like that. And can be taken as video, or you can have some musical forms which is associated with this. So music you can associate, dance you can associate, theatre you can associate, art forms you can associate. Anyway, whether what are the properties used, what are the dress forms they are using, all this you can integrate with the different subjects and different topics. Let us see fairs and festivals of Sikkim. Let us see the fairs and festivals of Sikkim. Then it's Namchi Mahotsav, Tihar, Labab Dachen, then Charity Temi, then Teongsi, Sirinjunga, Savan, Tongnam, then Barahimi, Song, then Red Panda Winter, Kangda Dance. It may be the Red Panda Winter Carnival. It is written that way in the circular, in the dance name like that is written there. Let us see of these fairs and festivals. This Namchi Mahotsav, it has started in 2004 by South Sikkim Tourist Development Society to promote tourism, rich culture of Sikkim, and various ethnic, that is tribal communities food to bring it at the global platform. So the tourist people, from those who come from different areas, different countries, they may be engaging with this type of rich culture of Sikkim. They will knowing the taste of different variety food made by the Sikkim people, especially the tribal people, tribal communities. That is regarding the Namchi Mahotsav, started only in 2004. Then we can see this one, Theongsi, Sirinjunga, Savan, Tongnam. This is a person's name. It is a scholar. In order to celebrate his birth anniversary, 18th century scholar birth anniversary, this Mahotsav is celebrated. Then we can see Cherry Team Temi. It is to promote the natural beauty of cherry blossoms and the organic tea which is produced at the Temi Tea Estate. The Cherry Tea Temi promoting the natural beauty of cherry blossoms and organic tea produced at the Temi Tea Estate, which is about 51 kilometers away from the Gangtok. And that is the Cherry Tea Temi. Then comes the Red Panda. This Red Panda Festival, Winter Carnival, it is written as this carnival is really organized by the Sikkim Tourism and Aviation Department, and it is meant for the communal harmony among they want to promote unity in diversity. And here there is increase in influx of tourists. The local people as well as the foreigners will also visit there, and that way they are taking that much arrangements about the resorts, hotels, streets, etc. that may be making a makeover itself to welcome the people who come to that carnival. So next one is Barahi Mi song. Barahi means God, Mi means worship, and song means fort. But in that circle I found L also, that is I wrote there. So Barahi Mi song, it is a festival connected to the homage to the ancestral deity, that is Kuldevada and forefathers. And so that is Barahi means God, and Mi means worship, and song means fort. And here we can see that they are on the 5th day of this is celebrated by the Mangar community. Mangar community on the 5th Mangar Purnima, that most often fall in December. So these are the fairs and festivals of Sikkim. Let us see art forms of Sikkim. That is craft also included in art. There is carpet weaving, wood carving, tanka, there is a Tibetan tanka painting, there is a Tibetan Buddhist painting, then chokse table. Chokse table is a foldable table, and it is available in various designs and wonderful patterns. These choksable tables are available in Sikkim. Then we can learn about what about the Tanga painting. It is the painting done on a cotton or silk. Applique work has been done and depicting Buddhist deity, then sceneries and mandala works. And here the canvas, they will first of all, it is a long painstaking process, and it is that the canvas should be well stretched and smoothened. And first of all, it is used with a pencil, next to the brush, then after only painting will come. And in order to prepare the top of the canvas, the distemper plus gum plus boiled water is using, and it is pasted on that canvas, and after all it is dry, it is kept for drying. Then sanding will take place. Sanding means for there is smoothening that particular surface of the canvas. Then with the pencil drawing, then brush, and after all the painting. It is a long painstaking process, I told you. That is meant by the that is meant by the Tanga. There is different spellings as in THINGKA is there, TANKA is there, then simply THINK is there. So different spellings are given there. Yes. Next we can see the dress forms of Sikkim. In the case of the dress forms, different names have been used. So each names I am writing I have written the meaning there. So Jaja, that is one dress form I have seen. That is a waist of the coat. That is a thing. Then Yendasi, that is a shirt men use. Then Kera, it is also a cloth belt they are using. Then the Shamo, that is embroidered cap. They are using the particular type of cap they are using, that is decorated with the embroidery. And then Thakro Dam, that is a primary outfit of the Lepcheman. There is a primary outfit they are using. There is a Lepcheman using. Then Dumum, that is a sari like garment. There is a long garment the women using. Then Shurwal, that is a bottom used by men, is known as the Shurwal. They see the spelling there. And because I am not so sure about all the pronunciation, just see that. Then Bharya, that is the traditional attire of women. And another thing is that Honju, that is the women are using silk and full sleeve blouse. It is a loose and silk blouse they are using, the women they are using, that is sent by Honju. So this is about the dress forms of Sikkim. Now let us see what is the food of Sikkim. There is momos. That is, some say momos itself is the momo is the plural form. Some say momos. I don't know correct. Anyway, most often I have seen these momos. Here it is made with maida, and some other recipes I have seen it is good. That is wheat flour can be, atta can be used. Atta or maida can be used, plus salt plus oil with warm water. You can make it like how we make it for a chapati, like that, and you can, after doing that, you can keep it for 20 minutes or 25 minutes till they smoothens, till it smoothens. Then you can salt garlic 2 tablespoon, then ginger 1 tablespoon, then onion, a medium type onion, then 1 green chili. This thing should be chopped and it should be sauteed in cooking oils. It should be sorted. Then after all, you have to add, that is 300 grams of cabbage, and that is 1/4 kilogram of, or 250 grams of carrot, grated carrots, and crushed pepper. After all, the crushed pepper of tablespoon should be poured into the cooking oil, and you can salt it well, and after all keep it aside, let it cool. Then by that time this can be that like a puri, like that type of size. You have to roll it and you have to stuff it, and after pleat it, that is, edges should be thinner, and thinner they are pleated, and after putting like that, different shape that way, and it should be steamed. Then that time you know that these momos are ready, and along with the momos, different types of chutneys you can make. And you know how to make chutney. With coconut chutney you can do, or only simple, that is onion and chilies, using chilies, ginger, etc. we can use and make the chutney. So different chutneys also can be used for this momos. So these are the art forms, then dress forms, and food of, that is traditional food of Sikkim. And while you are doing the project, you can see that you have to integrate it, and that is, you have to find out what are the possibilities. Suppose it is a chalk say table, what about the length, what about the width, how it can be folded. So there comes maths, there comes physics, how it is made, what paintings there has been done, there comes chemistry, and you are writing about it, it comes languages. So you can say different subjects can be integrated. So like that also, dress also you can see that in the case of dress, how it is stitched, what designs used is patterns, is here itself, patterns is about mats you have seen, and about the belt, about the embroidery cap, all these things, you know, the different subjects are interrelated. So that is why we can say that it is an experiential learning, hands-on. That is what you are doing, we are finding out, and you are interrelating, and you are that is what you have studied in the school level, and or in the class, or more than the school and class, you know, that you are going out of the school and class, and you are seeing outside, and you are finding out what you have learned in the realistic life. So that is the main importance of art and great learning, what you are learning from the real life situations. So that about the art forms of Sikkim. Thanks for your cooperation. Hope you will do it properly.